We have with us two guys that are no stranger to the outdoors life. In fact, they are marketing products, high-end products for guys, essentially. For those of you especially who like the outdoors and like to rough it up. We have Nino Lopez back with us.
Hello.
And Wacky Gochoco, both co-proprietors of XO Knives. Good morning, guys, and welcome
Morning.
to the
Good
show.
morning.
Uh, Basically, we were talking about the marketing to men, the guys, or maybe big boys in a manner of speaking. So, how do you do that? How do you market your products, considering these knives, these cutlery, are basically very high end, and you can get similar knives for a lot cheaper, and yet your products are very much sought after by by a growing set nowadays.
Mostly our products is actually towards collectors.
Okay.
We have there's a lot of guys who collect high-end watches.
Mm-hmm.
So why not collect high-end knives? It's the same thing. Uh, all these knives are pretty much artwork. It's all handmade, and it's all handmade. And like I said, it's compared to like what I tell my clients is who like Rolex watches. You can either buy a Rolex original one, or you can go to Green Hills and buy the fake one. You get what you pay for. This is a Bussy Battle Mistress, and what you're paying for is the quality. It's all handmade, and the steel. The steel is actually Infi steel, and it does not chip. So when you're using it against wood, steel, pretty much any, actually concrete blocks. That's one of our favorites. We test a lot of concrete blocks, and this does not chip. If you're using a cheaper made, like Chinese made knife, with uses a lesser steel, maybe those knives will chip.
Mhm. Okay, so how much does that knife go for?
This one is a custom, and this is actually a rare one. These are only maybe 10 in the world made for this style because it has a serration. This one runs about 150,000 pesos.
So definitely for the collector set.
Yes, yes,
It is a guy equivalent to maybe a diamond studded bracelet for ladies, in a way.
Yes, yes, it is.
Mhm. So, tell me about your clients, your return customers. Are
Um,
they businessmen? Are they military types? Are they what?
Actually, we have all different kinds of clients. We do have a lot of businessmen who are car collectors, watch collectors, and we also have military. What we do is when our clients would come in, we actually ask them what they do for a living and work within their budget. We don't just sell the really, really high-end expensive stuff. We try to work within their means. So if it's a military guy who's on a limited budget, we actually
And
suggest
who's
them a
really
knife.
gonna dig the sand or soil with it?
Yes.
So you don't need 150,000 pesos. This sort of deserves to be maybe in the living room or the display room on a wall or something.
Yes, yes, it is. Actually, it will go in value in time. What happens is when they make it, they only make it like once every 5 years or so. And when they do start making the run again, it's always sold out before it's actually finished. And with this one, I mean, this is just an amazing piece. And actually, you can use it. So this is a piece that you can actually go out into the woods and use. You don't have to baby it. It will work.
Okay, tell me something about the grips on these things. They're very elaborate and they're visually appealing. That you'll actually think twice about prying something really hard with it. But nonetheless, it's a knife, so it's made
Yeah.
for tough work. So tell me something about the products.
Well, if you look at the grips, we have a lot of different examples here. We have everything
Maybe you can show it to the.
from the nice textured ones, so go on the bigger knives, to a little more slick.
And these are sharp.
And then these are really sharp.
These aren't.
We don't have any trainers or anything at the shop. These are all razor sharp.
Advertising.
These
knives
are not
for
advertising knives. So we have everything that runs the gamut. We have this one, which is an A1. Okay, if you look closely at that, the bolsters and the pommel are both Damascus steel, and you have some file work on the end, makes it nice and pretty. You
The
have
mask
some
is
good
steel, two
fur
pieces
wood.
of steel joined together by heat.
Yeah,
and
it's a
force.
composite
Oh,
steel. It's two different steels. That's why if you look closely enough, you'll get all of the ridges, which form the Damascus.
mhm.
Now, a good thing to know about just gripping and knives is that it's different for everyone. So if you're gonna get, let's say, a knife for yourself for the outdoors or for anything, is the first thing you have to do is hold it. It's basic. You
Mhm.
just have to hold it, which is why if you buy something off of the internet, you never get the chance to actually try it, and once you get it and it doesn't fit in your hand, or once you use it, it starts giving you pain in certain areas. The grip is very important for it.
Okay, Wacky, since we're talking about the business side of it, the marketing side,
Mhm.
how do you advertise to clients? I mean, every businessman has to
Oh, yeah.
get the word out.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the nice thing about the shop and Exo Knives is that the products will sell themselves. Okay,
To a specific crowd.
to a specific crowd. You'll have one guy come out and bring out a specific knife, and then his friends see it, and his friends see how it performs, and it's basically word of mouth. We like to think that we sell a good enough product that it sells itself. We'll go out and we'll do the whole Facebook thing and advertise, and we have some PR going out in the newspapers, but mainly it's we try to provide a good enough product that we don't have to worry about marketing.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's our reputation too
Ah.
for custom work.
Okay, so there's a saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning to say, most of us work for a living, but we do something else. And but you guys seem to have merged your personal interests with work, and you seem to be doing rather well. Is that something that you recommend for people, for especially the young guys to excel? Is do something that you're really into?
I mean, you got to be passionate for what you do. Every job I had in the past, like I said, I used to be a chef, and I worked for the oil companies for years.
Mhm.
And then when I came to the Philippines, had my choice of either opening up a restaurant or doing something that I really love to do. And I like knives, so I opened up a knife shop. And I just don't want to be working in another restaurant as a regular chef making whatever. So this is my passion. So I opened up a knife shop, and luckily I met Wacky, and he does the sheaths.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tell me
we're
something about for the consumption of our viewers who may be into these things. You make sheaths,
Yes,
holsters,
we
and stuff
it's-
like that from Kydex, from carbon fiber,
Mhm.
and they're made special for the products. Tell us something about, and where you learned this skill.
Well, Kydex is a thermal mold plastic.
It's a plastic, okay.
It's basically something you heat up and you mold to whatever shape or form you want. The entire thing for me started when I couldn't carry a knife in the specific way that I wanted to, and it eventually evolved into something that turned into we start doing holsters and all of that. Basically, it makes things easier for you. It gives you an option of how you want to carry specifically.
Are you an engineer, a plastics engineer? Or
No,
whatever?
no. My actual background is electronics and communications engineering, which is it's way off the base for that. But this is my passion, because like what you said, you take what you want and then you make it into a business, and then you're not really working every day.
Okay, so that handles the marketing part. So how do you get repeat customers? What struck me about your store, the style of business that you do is, one, you don't keep regular hours, which would be a no-no for some firms. But sort of balancing that off is that you have sort of you foster a personal relationship with with your clients, sort of like a good dentist.
Yes, actually.
Yes, you have to.
Either a good dentist or a good barber, These are all things that you have to think about. What makes
We're
this
seeing your shop right
Yeah,
now
right
on
now.
TV.
What makes the store special is that every time a customer walks in, this person is not treated as a regular customer at a regular shop, because to some extent we are personally, liable for everything that happens after you leave the shop, and we still feel that way. We don't sell you a product. That's the line at the shop. We don't sell you a product. We sell you a service.
We won't sell you a product that we won't use ourselves, especially our sheaths and stuff, especially our holsters. We actually do a lot of R&D. We test everything before it goes out. We actually have you test the holster before you leave. We don't just sell you something and say goodbye.
Okay. So we'll talk about that, more about that later. Practical Business will be right back after a few reminders. Don't go away.